Does the 5 extra seconds, like, does that affect my next round initiative? Like,
No,
could
it
I add
doesn't.
5 to
I
my
looked at it,
initiative?
and it seems as though it just means the remainder, if you will, is
Mm-hmm.
basically just junked. They
Okay.
don't say
Okay.
add that to your initiative roll. They didn't do that.
Yeah,
So
that
thank
would be
God.
intense. All right.
Yeah.
I know.
And so
All right.
the so then I want to just double check on whether you've got um, some. So it doesn't say anything about like penalties while you're surprised, at least. Um, Although it may apply to like attacks from behind. All right.
Yeah, if they had
Um,
blindsiding, that would
yeah, it's
they
kind
would
of a
have to have the
blind. I think
blindsiding skill, right?
right, but which is doesn't apply here necessarily that I know of. But it does apply to attacks. It's not the blindside skill. It's just the basic one, and so it's just a bonus. It's just a +10 to the AR.
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. So you do get your defensive reaction, as far as I can tell. Oh, this is kind of interesting. So that's a um, so I've got the AR, and then what's your reaction?
I
5, right? No, sorry,
react.
DR. Sorry, your defensive.
Oh yeah, it's -5. It's -5.
Right. Okay. Well, you are unfortunately not quite. I mean, it's if we go by the numbers, it was a very narrow squeak. You actually, even though being attacked from behind, you almost got out of the way. If you had not been surprised, it would have missed due to your defensive, due to your DR.
Mm.
Right. So, but that is instead you are now suddenly um, bitten quite savagely by none other than a medium-sized hyena.
Oh,
And
okay.
and this creature, as far as hyenas go, this species is extremely horrifyingly big. Now, this one happens not to be the biggest of its band, but is still, you know, it's the biggest of its band is a meter at the shoulder. That's an
Mm.
enormous hyena. This one is a smaller member of the pack, which still makes it, bigger than most dogs, and is no fun to suddenly have its crushing jaws chomp on you for an incredibly painful, almost maximum roll of 26 life points.
Oh my god!
It does
Okay.
3 die 10, and so its maximum is 30, and it did 26.
Whoa! Holy shit!
Right. So you do get
Okay.
right. And the worst thing about it is that these things don't let go.
Oh Jesus!
So it's going to be
Okay.
continuing damage unless you can do something about this.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right.
So it's bitten me what, like on my arm or something, and it's latched on.
I think it's considering the nature of the defensive role, the fact that if you had not been taken from behind, it would have missed you. Right.
Right.
And it's because of that, I'm going to say it's a defensive. You got
Right.
your defensive arm up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if it had been otherwise and it had just nailed you, or you had, your defense, if your defensive action had made no difference or something like that, then I would have said it would have taken your leg because it's not stupid, right?
Right. Right.
It would
Yeah.
have nailed your leg.
Yeah.
And so, but you were able to get the to move your position enough and to get your arm up, and so it's latched onto your arm.
Right.
And it's worse than any pit bull. I mean, your bones are starting to go. You can feel them, and so I assume you're going to want to do something about this. Let's go ahead and roll initiative then, because they've got their initiative roll and you've got yours, and you can both go on.
All right. I get a 5.
Okay. And so it has a 9, and so therefore you're going to be going first.
Okay.
And so that's the next thing basically.
Okay, how far away am I from the
I
other
wanted
two?
to ask
I want to
that.
know.
I wanted to ask that.
Because no matter
He
how
was
far away
shouting at,
Veselk
I
is,
mean,
she's screaming for her life,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
help me,
exactly, right.
oh my god, help me, just the pain.
Right. Okay.
Do we have to roll to hear that, Ron?
Right.
Well, actually, I don't know, 'cause,
No, I
okay.
don't think so.
The choice
think-
actually is, though, am I screaming or am I changing into my Drake form? Because I need to change into my Drake form or else I can't fight. I still don't have a bow. So
Okay.
it does actually depend how close are they to me, whether
Well,
or
you
not
did-
I'm
you did
screaming or
you
changing.
did make those arrows.
That is true. I do have some arrows, so I guess I could stab with an arrow.
Right.
But-
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
And the yes. So therefore, I will. I don't really think I should. Should I? Oh God, I could be a super bastard about this. I think I have to because we didn't specify how far away you were.
Yeah,
So
I feel
we're
like
just going to have to
who
make
knows?
rolls. It's going to have to be
Yeah,
observation rolls. If the observation's really the only perception roll in the game.
Far.
Oh, how about you for Farith?
I'm gonna tell
I
him.
have a 43, which is still 5 times my 8, so no.
Okay, so
I'm rolling.
And-
right. So it's all of a sudden the extremely undignified, no dignity, whose cry for help is has come.
Yeah, and I have a question about this. Could I be screaming help and transforming into a Drake? So, like, as I'm screaming for help, the voice kind of changes and then gets cut off by the transformation?
I think
Or would
so.
that not be appropriate? Okay, yeah.
I think that's probably okay. I mean, we nothing about the Drake says that it's quieter than a human.
Right, right.
After all, I mean, they're not just snaky. They're big. They're sort of mundane dragons in their way, and probably can produce quite a noise. I guess. I
Right.
don't see any reason why not.
But I am gonna take more damage, right? Because I'm still gonna be in these jaws. I don't know what I should do. I don't know if I should try to struggle out. Maybe I should just try to struggle out instead of transforming. Yeah, maybe I just try to struggle out and scream for help.
Okay. That makes me wonder because I don't remember in the rules whether there's a get out of bite roll.
Right.
And I shall check just to see. There we are. Okay. To free yourself from their powerful bite, you must win a strength test against the hyena.
Okay. Okay. So I have strength of 49, so it's not
Could be
terrible,
worse.
but I bet they're pretty strong.
They are pretty strong. And
Yeah, hyena
so-
can develop a pressure with the bite that is, I've seen at the commentaries.
Right.
So it's kind of like
So
an
can anybody
hydraulic
find the strength
press.
test rolls, or the test attribute versus attribute roll?
Oh, right. Let me try to find this.
Yeah, it's
It's got to be in the encounters some way. The basics. Oh, interesting. Huh.
Hmm.
this is something I don't remember reading.
Right,
About.
because test of skills. There we go. It's right here on page 155. Okay, so it's the arm wrestle picture. It's the page with the picture of the
Okay.
arm wrestle. Right. So roll your percentile dice against the attribute, and it doesn't matter. You're not really trying. You want to roll well, but if you don't make your actual value, that's not a big deal.
Okay.
And so
Subtract your.
okay, so so go ahead and roll and tell me the
Okay.
difference from your attribute score.
Okay, so I got a 37. So let's see. I have a 49 strength. So
You got a 12.
what?
And
Yeah,
according
12.
to
I don't know why I
this,
was.
according to this, that's positive. You have a 12, and it has a
Okay.
-2. You rolled better.
Okay. Awesome.
It's a little stronger than you, but it rolled just over its strength. So then the highest person with the highest final score wins. And so basically, yes, you manage to wrench yourself free from it.
Yeah.
So you do not get
Awesome.
the automatic. Now the this is kind of an interesting point. From this hyena's point of view, there are things going on of which you know not. And so I have to think about the hyena's point of view, having just bit into you, and kind of, you don't know what was going on with this hyena, but I do. So I have to play my character now. Well, I will check its attributes. Well, that's a pretty successful roll on its part to figure out that you're not part of the prey that it has been, well, which is relevant to its decision making, to be as vague as possible. But the hyena, for whatever reason, recoils from you, not like aversively or fearfully or anything like that, but basically fades back away from you and sets up a yip, 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 yip noise, which is clearly a social signal.
Okay. Yeah. Now I'm on, unless we healed between sessions, I'm on 26 HP. So I didn't think so. So I'm, that's,
let me explain let me understand better. Are you saying, how many life points do you ordinarily have, your total?
I normally have 72. Okay, after the first combat, I had like 56 or something, and now from that, I have like 26.
Oh, I see. Okay, right.
Wait, but after the first combat, I had a successful roll that included that you would gain life points at the rate of double the normal rate. So I don't know what your normal rate is, but
it should be double.
Depending on how many days have gone, you should be fine.
I think that was 1 day from session 2 to 3, and then for this, I'm going to say maybe 4 days.
Oh wait.
Okay.
So I would have had to re-roll every 8th hour, or depending on how we do handle how much.
Given that we have that much time, I'm going to average it out in my mind and say that Sam was probably 10 points higher than after the fight. So,
all right, that makes sense to me.
I'll just treat it as a rolling average through multiple rolls, and that's what I think I get. So you actually went from 70, and you were down to 66, I guess, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So then you just dropped 26, so you're down to 40. You actually could have sustained another major bite from this creature, but it made that roll and is not going to do that. Instead, it's apparently calling for its friends.
Right. Okay. So Vesselk is just running, and she's no longer screaming.
Well, hold on.
If she can run.
Just a second. So how much did we?
Hold on. I know, Lorenzo. We're still in the round, and
the round. True.
Right. We're still in the round. That round is concluded for the immediate combatants in the proper order. Now, to summarize for the people who were running there, let's make a running roll.